Next, we'll hear from Ms. Mary Burgos, reference to Burgos Valley.
Good afternoon. My name is Mary Burgos. On behalf of Nicholas Riley, who is a father to 4 beautiful children. These are actually our children. His daughter. He has a 12-year-old, 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 1-year-old. Nicholas was an athlete, an avid father. He picked his kids up from school every day. I remember my daughter wanted her lunch to be packed. And he came to school with her packed lunch and gave her money to go to her school dance. The day of the school dance, he gave my son advice on how to dress. This would be his first school dance. They took pictures and laughed. My daughter was excited. The look on my kid's face the day we had to tell them that he would never walk through the door is an experience no one should ever have to endure. You'll never understand what it's like to have someone impact your life with joy, compassion, would help anyone. He was a carpenter. He was rebuilding homes in Wilmington to give back for less fortunate people. Nicholas also attended college and was still working on his art as a carpenter. He was educated. He was an only son. Can you imagine losing your only child? Can you? To some of us, he was our closest friend. Each day, we have to explain to our kids that he will not be picking them up from school. He can't attend soccer practice or chess. We're not ignorant. We worked every day. He knew the value of $1. He also knew how to show our children the value of $1. His son actually does things for the school on his own will because that's what his father taught him. You stand on your own feet. You be responsible. You make sure that you take care of your family. We have family values. I need someone out there to remember December 20th, the day that our lives were changed. This tragedy cannot be just a day that's going to be forgotten. I need someone to speak and understand the loss and the pain that we're going through. I can't imagine someone enduring what I have in this last few months. His mother. Can you possibly imagine? Can you explain, can anybody give an explanation to my kids why he's not coming back or why you won't come forward? Are you having no sympathy? Do you not have a heart? If this was your child, if this was your son, I need someone to come forward. Any bit of evidence, any statement, anything that you've seen, anything that you remember. This just can't be let go. I'm sorry. I can't let this go. I won't let this go. I'm going to hold every person accountable for this tragedy. If you don't come forward and bring this to justice, how are my children supposed to live their lives knowing that there's no justice? Are you serious? My fairy tale has gone to crack, and that's the best way I can say that. Who's going to walk my daughter down the aisle? Who's going to show my son how to drive? You know, where's our family portrait and their dad is missing? Do you understand that? Our lives are affected. Every single person up here. But every day I have to deal with the pain of explaining to my children that he will not be walking through that door. Do you know what it's like for a child to bury their own father? Do you understand that? to stand up and do what's right. And I'm holding everybody accountable. I'm not taking that. That's all I gotta say.
Next, we'll hear from Mrs. Tandra Mangum, who is the mother of Jamar Hilda.
I have not still digested this. My son, though he was 30, his life was just beginning. My son was an artist. My son loved music. He ate, he slept, he ate, it was music. He would go to the studio in the morning. He would leave from the studio and go to work. He would then get off of work and go back to the studio. His children, the love that he had for his children and the love that his children had for him, oh my God, it was unmeasurable, unmeasurable. I talked to my grandson last night, he was 5. He wants to call his dad on the phone and talk to him. He can't talk to his dad on the phone. Their mother had to take my grandsons to Virginia because my son touched so many people in the community that everywhere they turned, it's tearing them up, and they shouldn't have to. They shouldn't have to feel the way they are. They shouldn't be. He should be here with them. I know, because my God is a good God, that every one of these men and women that are doing their job, and there's going to be some justice for them. There's going to be some resolve, some resolution to all of you up here that have lost loved ones, to everyone out that has lost loved ones that are not here. Justice will be served. I seen my son, Sonny. He came in, changed his clothes, going to the gym. I said, okay, I'm going to cook dinner. I see you when you come back. He didn't come back. He didn't come back. I was sitting at work on my computer when I got the phone call that someone had taken my son's life. I didn't believe it. When I went home, I was still expecting my son to walk in the door. I sat down here. I still didn't believe it. I waited for him to walk through those doors downstairs. Tell all of his friends, all of his family. I don't want nothing negative coming behind my son's death. Nothing, because my son wasn't like that. My son had no criminal charges. My son didn't have himself involved in the law. He would help anybody. He taught kids music. And this was his passion. He wanted to rap. And my fear was how the rap world is. And look, he was an artist, but wasn't even a known artist, and he was taken from here. Whoever did this to my son, please, please, I'm begging you, for my grandkids, for the community, turn yourself in, young man or young woman, whoever it was. Turn yourself in. That's all I can really say. He was a great person. When I say he just begun to live his life, he was so proud. He got hired maybe 7 months ago at 5 & Below Warehouse. Within maybe 4 months, my son was promoted to a crew leader. His job called me and they spoke so highly of my son. It was just amazing. I mean, I knew I'm a mom. I'm his mom, so I knew what a great kid and man he was. But to hear people just express how that touch, it warms my heart. It really does. So I was in my backyard the day after my son's homicide, and my neighbor heard me crying in the yard. And he came over and he said to me, you don't know what he could say to comfort me? He told me to look on my son's Facebook page. When I looked on my son's Facebook page, and it was people from Florida, New York, North Carolina, Atlanta, just sending out so much love. Like, you heard nothing negative, everything was positive. So the question is, why would somebody take a man from this world that was as positive to the community as he was? And the only thing that I can get from it is God got a better plan. And that's what gives me my strength. God had a better plan. And I hope, you know, it's sad that he's gone, but I hope from this, the city of Wilmington, the community, Newcastle County, all these murders, I hope from this, it stops. It stops. Like they said, the snitches get stitches. All of that, that's not good because, like they said, it could be your family next. It could be your family, your son, your daughter, or somebody standing up here that's you taken away from you. So, all I say is for everybody up here, all the persons that committed these crimes, turn yourself in. Turn yourself in. That's all I have to say.